And welcome everyone. I have the pleasure this evening to lead our Hope 2020 Hope Awards. My name is Jen Heiser. I'm the chair of the Liberty Education Foundation. I would like to welcome all of you to our 24th annual Hope Awards. I do want to let you know that we are streaming live on Facebook, so if you have friends and family who are unable to make it, you can direct them to facebook.com/Liberty Education Foundation. And we are also on Channel 18. Thank you for being here with us this evening. I hope many of you have heard of the Liberty Education Foundation. We are a nonprofit organization, and our mission is to enrich the educational experiences in Liberty Public Schools. We do this by mobilizing community resources and financial support. For 24 years, the Liberty Education Foundation has existed to elevate educational excellence in all of Liberty Public Schools. With the support of our community, it is our pleasure to invest in young minds, empower students to reach their full potential, and ensure success for our future generations. We would like to give special recognition this evening to our lead corporate council visionary sponsor, Universal Construction, for their investment in our mission and LPS students. We also share our appreciation for all of our Ray of Sunshine Society members and corporate council sponsors for the many ways that they allow us to support our students and faculty. Tonight, hope is what we are about. For our purposes, hope stands for honoring outstanding personal excellence. Inside each of our schools, there are individual students doing really great things. And tonight, we don't recognize whole schools or even entire classrooms. We get to recognize those individual students, and each one of our recipients tonight are truly exceptional. This evening, we will hear from the faculty members who nominated each student. Every Hope recipient will receive a personal award from the foundation and a resolution from the Missouri House of Representatives. Thank you, students, for going above and beyond your daily routines and for being positive role models to everyone around you. And thank you all for being here with us tonight to recognize these students and to honor them for reminding us of life's possibilities. In just a moment, I'm going to come back to the stage and share with you the order of our program. But right now, I would like to welcome Liberty Public Schools Executive Director of Secondary Education, Dr. Julie Moore, to the stand.
Good evening. The Hope Awards is the one night each year I look forward to the most, more than any other evening. The students here tonight exemplify what is most important in life. That includes being a good person. They care about others. They show kindness and empathy. They are positive role models. They give back to their community. When they are challenged, they find ways to persist. The students being recognized here tonight are the best of the best. I would like to thank their parents who have molded them into the warm-hearted human beings they are growing up to be. I have no doubt that each one of these amazing students will mature into successful adults and continue to do amazing things in our world. I appreciate the Liberty School District Foundation for continuing to host the Hope Awards so we can recognize these outstanding individuals. I also want to thank our Board of Education, including Andy Rothman, our school board president, who's here tonight, our superintendent, Dr. Tucker, and all of our staff. Their dedication to the students in Liberty is what makes this the best district in the state and one of the best in the country. Please give all of them a round of applause. Thank you, and enjoy the stories you are about to hear this evening.
Thank you, Dr. Moore. Now, let me briefly share with you a few important details about our program. We ask that when the award category is introduced, that students and their teachers come to the stage as a group and have a seat over here. We will recognize students in the order they appear in the program. Each presenter will say a few words, and students, we ask that when you come up to the stage, that there is an X on the ground right here, that you go ahead and stand here near the presenter so that we can all see you clearly. And then we also ask that once the awards are presented, that the student and their presenter pause just for a moment for a quick photo before taking the seat back on the stage. After all recipients in the category have been recognized, all the recipients will come to the center of the stage, and we will have a group photo, and then you can return to your seats in the auditorium. Following our final award category, our Foundation's Executive Director, Tana Campbell, will share closing remarks and will dismiss for reception. So, without further ado, it is now my pleasure to introduce the Personal Initiative Award. Would the Personal Initiative Award recipients and presenters please make their way to the stage? And while they are making their way up here, I'm going to give you a little background about what it means to be receiving a Personal Initiative Award. These are students who are motivated to do their best, personal best at all times. They demonstrate perseverance in reaching a goal to improve in a subject area or behavior, and they display a high level of respect for themselves and others. We would, once they all come on stage, we're going to welcome Discovery Middle School first.
Hello there, I have the honor of presenting to you Cadence Brier from Discovery Middle School. My name is Allie Niebling and I am an English teacher at DMS. Cadence Brier is a student who is known for being a hard worker and a student motivated to achieve great things. She has high standards for herself in all areas, whether it be related to academics, sports, or building relationships with her peers. She pushes herself to reach those high standards every single day. She is never afraid to ask questions to ensure she gets the help that she needs in order to accomplish her very best work. Despite being so motivated by success, she also has a heart that looks out for other people and will do whatever she can do to help the people around her achieve success too. As a result, people know they can trust Cadence in both her words and her actions. Cadence's eagerness for life is reflected often in class, and that zest for learning is going to take her so far in life. As an 8th grade web leader, Cadence works hard to make sure that her 6th graders feel supported, encouraged, and like they really do belong at DMS. She will go the extra mile to bring in snacks, write out kind notes to place in her 6th graders' lockers, and to work well with her web leader partner. It is not easy to stand up for being kind to people in middle school, yet Cadence does that on a regular basis anyway, and that strength is what sets her apart from her peers in so many ways. Cadence is passionate about people, and so it is learning about people that prompts her to take action and find a way to make a difference in the world. If she sees a need, she fills it. She doesn't wait to take action, but takes the burden on herself, and that is why she is a perfect recipient of the Personal Initiative Award. With people like Cadence at the helm, this world is in safe hands. Congratulations to Cadence.
Heritage Middle School.
Hi, my name is Callie Brier, and I was Jasmine's basketball coach this year. Driven, strong, brave, kind, dedicated. These are the words that Jasmine's teachers and myself would use to describe her. The past 4 months, I've been able to get to know Jasmine really well. I watched her take on something new and grow daily. Every day, she was the first one into practice, and she always gave 100%. By the end of the season, she was a star on the court with her aggressive defense and her top rebounding. Just as she was as dedicated to do her best on the court, in the classroom, she is committed to turning in the highest quality of work and regularly meets with her teachers to ensure she is on the right track. I may have taught her defense and offense, but she taught me something too. Life may put obstacles in your path, but never let those obstacles keep you from your goals. Congratulations, Jasmine.
Liberty Middle School.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Bradham. I'm the principal at Liberty Middle School, and I'm extremely excited to be able to introduce Jared Salama for our Personal Initiative Award. When we think about personal initiative at LMS, especially with Jared, we've seen the growth in the last year and a half, and we're extremely proud of his growth. And we start to think about, when we think about personal initiative, we think about people that never stand still. And Jared is one of those kids that has really fit in well at LMS. And this year he was on the wrestling team, and we just saw some of the that growth helping out not only with his athletics, which he was an extremely great wrestler, but in his academics. Someone that does more than is required of you. And Jared is always looking for something to do, whether it's in the office, helping out with our administrative assistants, or jumping on one of the committees and just doing what he needs to do to be part of the team. And we're just super proud of him. And you know, the one thing that I think the best about Jared is he just considers every opportunity as an opportunity to look out to help someone else. And we just wanted to recognize him for that. So thank you so much. Great job. We're proud of you.
South Valley.
Good evening. My name is Darla Fuller. I'm a speech and theater teacher at South Valley Middle School. As a speech and theater teacher, I have the pleasure of directing the plays and musicals and serving as a thespian sponsor, among other duties. In these roles, I get to spend many additional hours outside of the school day getting to know some incredible kids. Some of the cheering sections here tonight. It is my privilege to introduce to you one of those incredible kids, Allison Klug. Allie exemplifies the definition of personal initiative as stated by Science Direct. Personal initiative is a work behavior defined by one who is a self-starter and proactive individual that overcomes barriers to achieve a goal. Allie is proactive. She's an 8th grader that's a self-starter, and she achieves many goals. Allie volunteered at Nurse Appreciation Day and at Children's Christmas Party at North Kansas City Hospital. Allie dedicated a Saturday in December to helping families at the Joyful Giveaway sponsored by her church. In addition, she spent a week of her summer serving as a classroom volunteer at Vacation Bible School. Allie is a member of Bel Canto, serves as a web leader, and participates in solo and ensemble contests at the middle school vocal festivals. And soon, Allie will be inducted into National Junior Honor Society. I know Allie best from her time on stage and as a thespian officer. Allie has been in 3 plays and 3 musicals at South Valley. As a matter of fact, next weekend, Allie will showcase her fine comedic timing and talent playing Sven in South Valley production of Frozen Jr. If all that was not enough, Allie is the vice president of our thespian troupe. My thespians were asked to take on the daily performance of a morning announcements. Allie quickly volunteered to coordinate this activity, thus showcasing her personal initiative. This task is much more involved than you can imagine. Allie organizes a rotation process to assign different thespians to take turns doing the announcements. Allie types up announcements, coordinates with the adults in charge, and sends out a daily reminder to the thespians who will be doing the announcements the next day. Without any reminders, not one ever. She does this task every single day. Allie came up with another great idea. She decided to incorporate a joke of the day to the announcements. Allie quickly found it was not easy to find a good dad joke every day. However, if you knew her dad and his dad jokes, you might not think that'd be such a difficult task. As you can see, Allie overcomes her busy schedule and maintains a high GPA while performing all of her activities at an exceptional level. Allie deserves the Personal Initiative recipient of the Hope Award. She is a self-starter and proactive student that achieves many goals. Congratulations, Allie.
Liberty Academy.
Hello, I'm Melissa Norris. I'm the principal at Liberty Academy, and here we have Angelina Yavicoli, and I have some words from Mr. Richardson, her advisor. When we have visitors, they usually notice the murals on our walls first. Someday, I think all the walls at Liberty Academy will be filled with students' murals. 10 years from now, like today, when we think of the murals, we will think of the days when Angelina Yavicoli was here. I often tell students that if the Academy operated in some fantasy level of perfection, then I wouldn't have a job because all students would walk in and go straight to work on the things that matter to them. In this way, Angie is our ideal student. She has creative vision and fussless execution. Daily goals are written large on the windows, and every student has a short list of specific goals for which they are being held accountable. Currently, Angelina's just reads Scooby-Dooby-Doo because she and another student are painting a Mystery Machine-themed mural upstairs. I don't need to solicit specific goals from her and never have. She's doing that for herself. Angelina has a grace and maturity about her that has allowed her to flourish in our environment, and her model to others is valuable. It has been my honor and pleasure to be a part of her life these last few years. Congratulations on the well-deserved Hope Award for Personal Initiative.
Liberty High School.
Hi, my name is Tasha Smith, and I'm presenting this word tonight on behalf of Mrs. Crystal Bird, who couldn't be here tonight, but I'm so pleased to be able to do so because I could echo everything she has to say about Chase, as I've had him in class as well, and her and I have had discussions about this exact topic, that he just has a great personal initiative that we so appreciate in our students. I'm going to read to you what she has to say about Chase. She said, "Anyone who knows Chase Anderson knows he is an absolute perfectionist. Chase spends every second before and after school, during passing periods and Liberty Hour, seeking out his teachers to ask questions for additional follow-up. He is an exemplary student who achieves a respectable GPA as a result of his personal initiative and work ethic. Chase is a dependable young man who acts with honor and honesty at all times." So I'm very pleased to present this award tonight to Mr. Chase Anderson.
Liberty North.
I have about 150 students or so to consider for a personal initiative award. So when I Googled it, up popped Takai's picture. So it made the selection process a lot easier. This is someone who is active in achieving goals and then persistently pursues that, overcoming obstacles and setbacks. And this year, I believe Takai has demonstrated her abilities in doing that. She came to me, among our many conversations this year, she told me that she doesn't get things maybe as easily as other people do, but she is absolutely relentless in making sure that she does understand things, and that's what kind of made her stand out from others.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Walker, and I teach Takaya Spanish 3. And not only does she have 2 teachers here recommending her for this award, but she also has faculty and staff here supporting her, because that's the girl she is. Amazing. Her heart and her mind and her spirit are grounded in her faith. and she is so driven and focused, and she perseveres in any situation. But I would like to say that not only does she understand that her academics are extremely important, but she understands that people matter most. And I would be remiss in not mentioning this. I see her consistently on a daily basis seeking out other people to connect with them and to impact them with her kindness. And she has just melted my heart this year. And I love her, and I'm so proud of her. And Takaya, you deserve every good thing that life is going to bring you.
So if we could have all the recipients come up to the center of the stage, we can take one group photo.
Good evening. My name is Krista Kopp, and I am a board member of the Liberty Education Foundation. And tonight I have the honor of introducing our Courage Award. If the Courage Award recipients and presenters would please make their way to the stage at this time. While they're getting settled, I'll tell you about the Courage Award. Students who received the Courage Award met a significant challenge during the school year. They attended school regularly and achieved personal success, and they maintained a positive attitude during a difficult time. Our first honoree will be from Discovery Middle School.
Good evening. My name is Bill Scott, and it is my honor and privilege to fill in for Mr. Brian Van Howen, who nominated Ava Wanderer for this Courage Award. Ava is a straight-A student and competitive volleyball player. She loves music and plays the violin in the orchestra. Her teachers and peers love and respect her. When I searched for the meaning to the word courage, the second entry on my Google search said strength in the face of pain or grief. Just prior to this school year, in August, Ava's father unexpectedly passed away. About Ava, Mr. Van Howen says, Ava's courage this year to face her fears and doubts because of the death of her father just before the school year began is not just admirable, but gives those around her, teachers and students alike, inspiration to be courageous with their own doubts and fears. Another of Ava's teachers, who's with us tonight, Miss Allie Niebling, had this to say: Ava is hardworking, sensitive to the needs of others, has such a kind heart, and yet is able to maintain her high standards for herself, find ways to be curious, and stay fun-loving and involved in the things that she is passionate about. She continues to find joy in her life and to do her best to influence others for good, despite the pain she has experienced. Her heart is soft and yet made stronger as a result of losing her dad. and she shows that inner strength in so many ways to whomever knows her. I think of her kind of like a pearl. It is that process of being rubbed by dirt and debris over and over again that ends up producing a beautiful, shiny pearl. Congratulations, Ava, for being our DMS Hope Award Courage recipient. Also, I want to wish you a happy birthday.
Heritage Middle School.
Good evening, I'm Carolyn Folk. I'm TJ's 8th grade social studies teacher, and for most of the fall semester, I was his homebound teacher. One would be hard-pressed to find anyone, student or adult, at Heritage Middle School who hasn't had a conversation with TJ Green. Previously, someone would have described him as the friendly guy who zooms around here on his rolling walker, making everyone smile with a quick hello or a joke if you have the time. As you can see, he's lost those zooming wheels, but for a wonderful reason. In September, TJ had major surgery to remove several portions of his leg bones and rebuild the arches of his feet. These two significant procedures mean that TJ is now able to stand up straight and walk on the bottoms of his feet for the first time since he was a toddler. Months of healing in full leg casts, months of therapy, and months of Mrs. Folk at the kitchen table have TJ back here at HMS. We are so happy he's back. His courageous spirit made him an obvious choice for this Hope Award. One of his friends explained, TJ is the only person I know who can go through so much and still be the best person he can be. I'm so lucky to know him both before and after this life-changing surgery. Another said, TJ has a mindset that never gives up. He's an inspiration to all of us. Coach Stiegel said, he brightens up everyone's day just by being in the room. TJ has a smile on his face, and regardless of what's going on, he's ready to attack the day with a positive attitude. TJ's already left a legacy of friendship and determination here, modeling for his peers and the adults how we can move forward in the face of adversity. True courage determines what we do with life, what we don't do with it, and how we feel about ourselves. TJ Green shows us every day how to make those courageous choices.
Middle School.
Thank you. My name is Doug Clark. I'm a counselor at Liberty Middle School. This is Angeline Stowers, 8th grader there with us. She made very sure today that I wouldn't mess up her name. Through my many years as a school counselor, I'm afforded a unique opportunity to be able to work with some amazing kids and their families. As many of us standing here today can attest, that there are some incredible stories throughout our community and sitting on the stage today. Just before Angeline was born, her father Wayne was diagnosed with cancer. Wayne went through treatments and was in remission until 2009 when the cancer returned. Wayne battled cancer for the next 10 years before he passed last spring, 2019. Angeline's story lies within the courage that's displayed in her caring for her ailing father. As Angeline became older, she would often assist in many large tasks around the house and with the family. She would often choose to be at home with her family as opposed to engaging in more traditional childhood activities that maybe her peers or neighbors were doing. Angeline often spent nights not sleeping, but checking on her father throughout the evening to make sure he was okay. This led to some sleep deprivation issues after he had passed that we've been dealing with this year. It was not uncommon for only to manage 1 or 2 hours of sleep per night. Angelina is now working with her peers in her health class to educate others through public service announcements on the dangers of lack of sleep and how that it can impact your mental health. We're very fortunate to have such a courageous young woman who will have such a tremendous impact on the world that is around her. Thank you, Angeline, for sharing your strength and courage.
South Valley.
Hello, I'm Amy Maydew, and this is Erica Yidbell. Hi. And we are both teachers at South Valley. And my glasses broke today, so I'm lopsided. Okay. Never bend your head, always hold it high. Look the world straight in the eye. These words by Helen Keller describe Cameron. She holds her head up straight. Not only that, she smiles. Despite all the obstacles she faces in her life, this school year we have been in awe to watch Cameron tackle her disability with grace and courage.
At the end of Cameron's 6th grade school year, she was diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. This connective tissue disorder has caused Cameron to miss school from time to time, as well as give up her passion for dance. Her favorite genre of dance was tap, but she also did some jazz, contemporary, and lyrical. She can't do that anymore, but her newest passion has been photography.
When Cameron misses school, she makes up her assignments immediately. She's always been the epitome of a good student, but this year so much more. Her entire school day has been adjusted to meet her needs. There are days when Cameron is in pain, but she's courageous in the way she carries herself. She owns her new normal, continues to focus on what she needs to get done throughout the day.
I'm especially proud of the way Cameron handles herself in PE class. That's what I teach, because even though she's unable to participate in most of the activities, she's always there for her peers, giving them feedback, even helping me with things like keeping score or modifying a game if we notice, oh, that's not quite working. She helps me come up with an idea to maybe help it go smoother. And when asked how she stays so positive, she's one of the most positive 7th grade girls that we have. She stays positive even though the things that she's loved for so long have been taken from her, and she knows that she might not be able to do them. But when she was asked about how she stays positive, she says, well, when one door closes, another one opens. I know there are many kids who have worse conditions than me, and I know that many of them have more negative outcomes than I do.
Cameron, we're very proud of you and look forward to watching you continue to amaze your friends, family, and teachers with your resilience and strength.
Liberty Academy.
sharing this on behalf of our social worker, Ms. Johnson. We commend Cameron for attending school regularly, even when she was struggling at home, dealing with the complications of a pregnancy, and now having to manage a 3-month-old. Cameron has shown us that she has the courage to overcome challenges. This is evident by the positive changes in and outside of school that she has made in the last year. Cameron is determined to complete and obtain her high school diploma. Ms. Johnson says that Cameron reminds her of the song by Donnie McClurkin, "We fall down, but we get up." Life gets hard, but you get up again. Cameron has made some choices in her life that have made things harder for her, but she continues to come to school, hold a job, and make hard choices that will ultimately make life better for her and her son. You can do hard things, Cameron, and someday the hard things will make life easier. Keep it up.
Liberty High School.
Hi, my name is Eddie Owen. I'm one of the band directors at Liberty High School. I've had the pleasure of working with Malik for some time now, and when the Hope Awards nominations came through, I have never done this before, and they probably will never let me do it again after this. But immediately when I saw the word courage, Malik came to mind. In October, well, let's go even before that. When he came to us, came into a new school, new young man, didn't know anyone, and immediately jumped in. Some kids, when they transfer in, if they play an instrument, they don't know the people that they're coming into, so they just don't do it. And not this kid. He came in and said, "I play the tuba." And I was like, "Thank you." And immediately he took to the students, jumped right in. And then fast forward to this past October, we were having a rehearsal at one of our elementary schools with our mass band students, and Malik didn't come, and that wasn't like him. He didn't show up at all, and didn't hear from him, nothing. And the next morning, his cousin came into the office, and she said, "Just thought you should know, Malik was in a really bad accident, and he's in the hospital." So we finished first period, and my colleague and I ran to the hospital with the permission of his mom, thank goodness. Came in, and he had undergone major surgery, was in a lot of pain. And we stood there over the bed, and I held his hand, and I looked him in the eye, and I just said, "Hang on, just get better. We're going to be there, and we'll wait for you." And he looked up at me, and he said, "We have a competition on Saturday." That shows you the kind of tenacity this young man has, the stick-to-itiveness, the not giving up. He is a courageous young man, and he deserves this award wholeheartedly. So I stopped him today in the hallway, and I told him, you know, I'm not going to get to talk to you on a personal level today, but I want you to know how proud I am of you, and I really am. I'm really proud of you, son. So, congratulations.
Liberty North.
Good evening. My name is Lauren Eichel, and I'm a counselor at Liberty North, and I am one of 2 staff members who nominated Brendan Baton for the Courage Award. And he could not be here tonight, but the other staff member is Katie Mitchell, Brendan's English teacher, and I want to share what she wrote because I think it beautifully explains Brendan's story of courage. In a recent scholarship essay, Brendan wrote the following: "Attitude and effort, 2 things that only I can control. I can wake up, have a bad attitude, and choose to let that affect me all day. Or I can do something about my bad attitude and turn it into something positive. This has been something that was preached to myself as well as many other kids since early childhood.
and something that sticks in my brain to this day. If you asked any of the kids that have been on my sports teams who preaches this, they would say Coach Jerry. But if you asked me, I would tell you that's my dad. Brendan faced unimaginable challenges this year. He faced negativity more than a high school senior should ever have to. And every time, Brendan took his dad's advice. He made the negatives positives. In a time of pain, Brendan came to school and gave it his all. He comes into class with a smile and a positive attitude. He gives full effort to his classwork when others might have thrown in the towel. As his dad used to say, Brendan put on his hard hat and went to work. In every aspect, Brendan deserves this year's Hope Award for courage. Thank you. Thank you. If we could have all the recipients to the center of the stage for a photo. Return to your seats.
board member and secretary-treasurer of the Liberty Education Foundation. I have the honor tonight of introducing our Humanitarian Award. Would the Humanitarian Award recipients and presenters please make their way to the stage? Students who receive the Humanitarian Award demonstrate compassion, care, and kindness to others. They see the needs of others and try to meet those needs, and they display a selfless attitude by putting others before themselves. Please welcome our first honoree from Discovery Middle School.
Hi, I'm Devin Springer. I teach English at Discovery Middle School, and I'm also Mackey's web coordinator. And Mackie Yates immediately stands out as someone who embodies everything that the Humanitarian Award stands for. I'm lucky to have been a web coordinator the past year and a half at DMS. I've had the privilege of watching Mackie excel because she is thoughtful, intelligent, and hardworking. What really stands out about Mackie is her ability to make those around her better. She leads by example and always looks out for others. As a web leader, Mackie is empathetic, kind, and excels at providing a caring environment for her group of 6th graders. She has spent the second Monday of every month leading a group of about 12 6th graders through lessons on topics such as bullying, gratitude, and empathy. She helps to plan, design, and carry out each of these lessons. She is also able to relate to the students who need someone to speak with and cares about each individual in her group. She is often the first to volunteer for after-school activities and always goes above and beyond everything she puts her name to. This fall, Mackie was one of the leaders in our class in rallying her classmates during advisory to donate to Harvesters, in which our class brought in over 300 items. Mackie is also an extremely gifted participant in our theater program at Discovery Middle School and was a member of our fall play, Peter Pan, and is also a member of IJTS. Mackie is someone who always looks out to find ways to help others, but she rarely wants the spotlight on herself. For these reasons and many others, Mackie is an excellent representative of the Humanitarian Hope Award.
Heritage Middle School.
Good evening. I am Rebecca Groby, a traveling science teacher at Heritage Middle School and Liberty Middle School. Caroline Dilts is empathetic and relates well to people she meets in her life. When she is volunteering at Adaptive Dance, a program for students with social, emotional, and physical disabilities, she gets on the level of each child. When one of our students who has Down syndrome was having a moment of oversensory and decided to lay on the floor, I saw Caroline join her and lay on the floor with her. Caroline gently talked to her about how cool the floor felt and how comforting it was for them to lay on the floor to take a break for just a minute. Then she coached the child back into the dance by matching the child's body language and encouraging the child to join in on the dance. I volunteered with Adaptive Dance for 6 years, and we have many amazing young volunteers who work one-to-one with the children. I have never witnessed a more natural display of empathy than when I saw Caroline rescue a child from sensory overstimulation. When she volunteers at church, she helps the little ones with a level of empathy and understanding that is beyond her years. She helps children who come from families in need of holiday help by guiding children to pick out items to give to their family members for Christmas, putting a smile on their face. Caroline helps children make Valentines for others who are at Children's Mercy. She volunteers in the children's ministry making stone soup, biscuits, and cookies for senior citizens, or making garlands and tabletop Christmas trees for adults who are physically disabled and may not be able to decorate as much for Christmas. Caroline volunteers at Harvesters Community Food Network and Community Link, which provide interim housing for families who are homeless. Caroline lives a life dedicated to the service of others through her church and her community. In my humble opinion, Caroline is a blossoming young lady who has only just begun to make her mark on our community. She is currently working on organizing a way to lift the spirits of children who are in the cancer ward at Children's Mercy by researching the qualities of children that will help bring a smile to their face and implement a program to make them smile when she's there. As she expands her ideas, I have full faith she will be creating many humanitarian initiatives that will make our world a better place. I am honored to present the Hope Award for Humanitarian to Caroline Dilts.
Liberty Middle School.
Hello, I'm Shirley Cantolo, the assistant principal at Liberty Middle School. I too used Google tonight to prepare my first line, and when I looked up humanitarian, it said having concern or helping improve the welfare and happiness of people. So when I met with Emerson to talk to him about this project he undertook this last year for his Eagle Scout, I wanted the details. So the first thing I noticed, though, is he gave credit to everyone else. He gave credit to his mom for helping him come up with the idea. He gave credit for his dad for helping him make the plan. He gave credit to Mr. Bradham, our principal, for helping him get the word out. So Emerson decided to help students in Taiwan who play in the Little League World Series. They're third through sixth graders who play baseball and have pretty poor equipment. And the idea was to generate some equipment from people that don't need it anymore. So they went to some thrift stores and gathered their own personal equipment and didn't get a whole lot. So then we put the word out at the LMS family, and we collected at least twice of what he's already collected. So then the family had to clean the equipment and get it to Taiwan. They collected 6 suitcases of equipment for these students in Taiwan. They had to fly there, and they had to go to Chicago for their flight because they needed a flight that would let them have 2 bags free for each person because they had so much luggage. Once in Taiwan, the family met the students, got a tour. Emerson said he got to give the team a pep talk and then teach them how to fist bump because he got to fist bump each one of them. His parents recently shared the photo of him earning his EO service badge, and the family was all smiles. And we were so proud to have that, and we are so proud of Emerson, and I look forward to seeing what he's going to do with the rest of his life. He really did make a difference in the lives and happiness of other people. Congratulations.
South Valley Middle School.
I'm Stacy Weichert, and I am Kate's 8th grade English teacher, and this is Tara Holden. We are both her student council advisors as well. When we first received word about the Hope Awards after one of the student council meetings, Ms. Holden and I both looked at each other and we said, Kate for humanitarian. We knew right away that we wanted to nominate her. The Humanitarian Hope Award is described as someone who demonstrates compassion, care, and kindness to others. It is someone who sees the needs of others and tries to meet those needs. It is someone who displays a selfless attitude by putting others before themselves. Kate is a student who continuously puts others before herself, and she goes out of her way to ensure others feel appreciated, respected, and cared for. Kate is so deserving of this award.
Kate is a student who is intentional with all of her actions. In student council, Kate has stood out amongst a group of leaders, especially in our program called Circle of Friends, where she treats our essential skills students with dignity and promotes inclusion. She has been involved in a number of community service activities, including volunteering for Harvesters, a nursing home, serving at a soup supper, and working concession stands in order to fundraise. She's also a motivator for our SVMS volleyball team. She problem solves and works with a team as part of our Med Explorers group too. She is a leader at SVMS and was a web leader this year. And through all of her activities and involvement at South Valley, it is apparent how much she cares deeply for others.
Kate's amazingly kind, empathetic heart truly shows every day. She is selfless and continuously puts others before herself, even if it's someone she doesn't know. She is kind, she is genuine, and she expects nothing in return. She is a hard worker and someone with incredible ideas.
She is determined and a humble young lady with a bright future ahead. Her giving spirit and kindness towards others is admirable. As you can clearly see, Kate embodies what the Hope Award for Humanitarian represents. Thank you, Kate, for being such a true example of what being selfless should look like. Be proud of yourself and continue showing everyone what it truly means to care for others. Congratulations.
Liberty Academy.
I'm Melissa Norris, the principal at Liberty Academy, if you missed that. I thought Gabe was nervous, but he just looked at me and said, "You good, boss?" So apparently I am. Well, when Gabe first came to Liberty Academy, he was willing to jump on any bandwagon to support a fellow student, even if they might have been in trouble. Champion the student side of any event, regardless of what it was. This was him as our humanitarian in training, I will say. Someone who was there to support you and your cause, regardless of what it was, the logic behind it, or any judgment on anyone's part. but the quality of willingness to take up for anyone, anywhere, at any time. Fast forward. A younger student than Gabe doesn't have a place to live. So Gabe knows that the student's options are not positive if he leaves the Liberty School District. So he talks his parents, Josh and Diana, into allowing the student to live with them because Gabe said the student needed an education. The nickname Daddy Gabe was quickly dubbed as the student flourished under his tutelage, but sometimes struggled if not directly under his wings. Every time the student was in my office, about 2 minutes later, Gabe would appear in the doorway and he'd say, "What's going on?" And I first thought, oh great, now I have 2 of them to deal with. However, once the student explained to Gabe what was going on, trying to get him on his side, Gabe took over the conversation, often with a lecture. It had a variety of sensibilities in it, but they all included the message, "You know better than that. This is a school. You're here to get an education." And off he went, allowing me to finish my job, which he had already done. Gabe knows everyone in our school, and he is the first to notice a new face, and he loves to give tours. He loves to tell everyone about our school. If he notices someone is struggling, he literally feels it, and he is willing to offer support in whatever way they need it. In fact, one of our students prefers to not interact with others, and Gabe clearly feels like he is missing out on a lot of opportunities at Liberty Academy. So Gabe being Gabe has made it to a daily habit to greet the individual, continue to invite him into the fold, so much that one day the student walked right up to him, offered him $20 to not ever talk to him anymore, and Gabe was dumbfounded. He came straight to find me with the strangest encounter he had ever had. And as we talked through it, he went to leave and he said, "I'm still going to tell him good morning and invite him to lunch every day." Gabe Rainey exhibits compassion and care for others on a daily basis. He sees needs and continually puts others above himself. While we know this character trait is rewarding, it can also be tiring as well. Gabe, I'm proud of you for already meeting graduation requirements. Thank you for pouring into our students and staff. You truly are the mayor of Liberty Academy. You have the traits to make a difference in this world, but it's up to you and how you'll leave your mark.
Thank you, folks.
Liberty High School.
Good evening. I'm April Adams, the principal at Liberty High School, and it is truly my pleasure to be here to speak about Jalen. I'm actually here on behalf of his English teacher, Mrs. Serena Comich, who couldn't make it today due to some family issues. So just to let you know what kind of a young man this phenomenal young man is I'm more of a back row sitter. And we got up there and I was like, "Oh, he's a front row sitter." I said, "You're a front row sitter?" He goes, "Always." So he pushed my comfort there. He's that. He's a leader. He is a phenomenal young man. And so those are my words, but now I'm going to take some time to read Mrs. Comich's words. Jalen is one of the hardest working students I have ever had the privilege of teaching. His classmates benefit from his example and his insight and his contributions that are relevant, uplifting, and motivating. He has very high expectations of himself, both personally and academically, and anyone who knows him can see that he lives every day working to achieve his goals. But the reason that Jalen is deserving of this recognition can best be explained using his own words. This is an excerpt from a response that Jalen wrote when given an assignment to describe the legacy he would like to leave behind. The legacy I would like to leave is one of love and empathy. No matter what happens in your life or how it may occur, you must love and have empathy for everyone. Love for those who hate you, despise you, and want to see you fail. Have empathy for those who struggle, for those who are in gangs involved in violence. We won't know how someone comes up. We don't know how these people were raised or what they experienced. But we must love them, regardless, because that's our job. That's our priority. If I can walk through my problems with love and empathy, my legacy will be imprinted on everyone I come across. That outlook is why Jalen is deserving of the Humanitarian Hope Award. He is truly a phenomenal young man.
Liberty North.
Good evening. My name is Lisa Fletcher, and I'm the assistant principal at Liberty North High School. I'm actually here on behalf of multiple teachers, and I apologize for my voice, that nominated Madison. She's an incredible young lady. And one of the teachers did write for me their thoughts, and so I'm going to share those with you tonight. It says, I believe Madison is deserving of this Hope Award because of the inclusive attitude she displays in class every day. It was the beginning of the year, and a new student had transferred to Liberty North from California. The student didn't know anyone, and it was obvious she was unsure of her surroundings. I observed this student clearly feeling like an outsider when I noticed Madison making the same observation. Madison went out of her way to make a connection with this new student and saw to it that she felt included. Madison introduced the student to her friends and included her in the project she was working on in class. Over the years, I've seen a few students reach out to new students when they arrive, but Madison went above and beyond what I would expect. I noticed the new students start to feel more comfortable in class as Madison began including her in activities outside of class as well. It was clear Madison was making an effort to connect with the new student on a level that was unexpected. I quickly learned that this is the type of person Madison is, always. I decided to check in with the new student to see how things were going, and she said that Madison was the person that made the biggest difference in her life at our school. She let me know how important Madison was to her and how much she appreciated the way Madison made her feel at Liberty North and that there was a place that she belonged. This is just one example of the type of person Madison is and the impact she has at North. Madison is a caring and nurturing person who has a strong sense of right and wrong. She always strives to be the best she can be in everything she does, and her inclusive attitude and loving spirit make her more than deserving of this Hope Award. Congratulations.
And if we could have all the recipients to the center of the stage for a photo.
Good evening. I'm Allison Rickles. I'm one of the ambassadors for the Liberty Education Foundation. I have the honor of introducing our Integrity Award. Would the Integrity Award recipients and presenters please make their way to the stage? Looks like we have a little traffic jam back there. I think they're coming. As they make their way to the stage, I will share. Students who receive the Integrity Award meet one or more of the following criteria. They behave as positive role models for other students through their attitudes and actions, are concerned for the success of school groups and events rather than personal recognition, and act honorably and honestly towards fellow students and staff. Please welcome our first honoree from Discovery Middle School.
Hi, my name is Bill Scott, and I am presenting on behalf of our school nurse, Tracy Manus, who failed to wash her hands and got sick this evening. And Tracy was speaking on behalf of her and our other school nurse, Kim Kadasari. So I am just going to read what they wrote about Riley. Hi, my name is Tracy Manus, and I speak for myself and Kim Kadasari as I present to you Riley Willis. We became acquainted with Riley in the 6th grade and knew immediately that she was the kind of person who leads by example. She shows integrity by consistently giving her best and persevering when faced with challenges. She got very involved at DMS right away and is passionate about the success of the group she represents. What's really great about Riley is that she cares about the success of everyone involved, not just her own success. We also love how she speaks her mind. She means what she says, and she says what she means. We are honored to know Riley and look forward to watching her move on to Liberty High School and take that place by storm. Riley, thank you for being such a bright light in our days for the last 2.5 years. We will miss you.
Heritage Middle School.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Brunk. I'm an art teacher at Heritage Middle School, and I nominated Gabe for the Integrity Award. Gabe behaves as a positive role model for other students through the attitudes in his actions. My advisory students think Gabe is the coolest and love it when he comes to advisory. They all want to give him high fives in the hallway. Gabe is reliable. When he was in Breakfast Club, I can count on him to step up and help out. I have witnessed how he takes charge of his advisory group involving all the students in the activities. Gabe acts honorably and honestly. Gabe is always polite to teachers and fellow students. When Gabe became a web leader, he was honest with me in sharing that he had too much on his plate and needed to step down from Breakfast Club so he can focus on his studies, basketball, and being a good web leader. Congratulations, Gabe, for receiving the Integrity Award.
Liberty Middle School.
Good evening. I'm Katie Goulding. I'm a 6th grade ELA teacher at Liberty Middle School. I first met Abby as a student in my 6th grade classroom 2 years ago. It didn't take long to see what a special young lady Abby was. Abby is a great student, but more importantly, a standout person. Teachers love Abby's presence in the hallways and in the classroom. She leads by example and is well liked and respected by her peers. Without even knowing it, Abby has the ability to make those around her want to do better. She is able to keep things in perspective and not take things too serious. You just don't see Abby having a bad day. We could all learn a little from Abby in the way she approaches her day. It has been so much fun to watch her grow as a leader over the last 3 years at LMS, in the classroom, as a member on our student council, and as a student athlete. Abby does all of this without having to try too hard. This is just who Abby is. She's kind, considerate, honest, funny sometimes, and super positive. She always has a smile on her face. I'm excited to introduce Liberty Middle School's Hope Award winner for integrity, Abby Gosh.
South Valley.
I'm Amy Needy, and I have Elizabeth in ELA this year. In the middle school setting, and typically when we teach students about integrity, we talk about some of us have posters in the room that say integrity means doing the right thing even when nobody is watching. And so when I began, I talked to some of the classmates Elizabeth has about describe Elizabeth Shergan to me. Tell me about what makes Elizabeth stand out. Responses were, Elizabeth she just does the right thing. If students are doing something they shouldn't be or talking about somebody, Elizabeth doesn't want to be a part of that. She kind of distances herself from that. She wants to participate. She pays attention to the teacher. She just, and that was kind of the continued theme. And then it was similar when I asked teachers who Elizabeth has this year and also some teachers from last year, 6th grade teachers, there were similar responses. Elizabeth is, she has a sweet spirit. She's a dream student. I wish I could clone her. These are the kind of things that we heard over and over, always respectful. So Elizabeth, just many kids stand out for the wrong reasons, and you stand out for the right reasons. So we're lucky we have you one more year at South Valley. Continue to live your life doing the right thing. It may not always be popular or cool, but people are taking notice, and we're really proud of you. And someday that standing out will help you get that scholarship or that job you want, so continue that. We're excited to watch you continue to thrive in 8th grade and on to Liberty North. The sky's the limit. Continue to stand out in positive ways, and you'll help shape this world in positive ways.
Liberty Academy.
Hi, my name is Chad Brinkmeyer, and I have the pleasure of talking about Caleb tonight. I thought I would give Miss Norris a break. I'm from Liberty Academy. One of my favorite parts of tonight has actually been seeing all the pictures up there, and I promise you Caleb is not always wearing a stocking cap. It just happens that it is tonight and also in the picture. So when I think about Caleb when it comes to integrity, two things really come to my mind. It is his pursuit of justice and also his commitment to the truth. Caleb and I go back and forth often at school when he sees something in the building that he thinks is not right. And he'll bring it to my attention. We'll have a good conversation about it. But what it really is, it's something inside of him that sees something that doesn't feel right, and it's like, I've got to speak up about this. A lot of kids will see it, move on, not really worry about it at all. Caleb can't let that happen. I know it seems trivial that he's kind of sometimes arguing rules at school, but what that's going to turn into is him fighting for those that don't have a voice, him fighting for those that are pushed down for some reason. So I know that what some people see is like, well, that's just a student that likes to nitpick. I see somebody brave enough to speak up for when they think something is wrong. The other thing is commitment to the truth. You all probably know that person that whether they should or should not always tell the truth. And in many ways, it puts themselves in a position where they're like, I really shouldn't tell you this, but I'm going to because I have to tell the truth because it's a part of who I am. And to me, that's Caleb. There's been lots of times where I'm like, Caleb, did this happen? And he's like, yeah, that was me, I'm sorry. But it's, again, it's who he is. There's something inside of him that does not allow him to not tell the truth. And that's another one of those things that as he grows up, as he matures, as he becomes the man that I know he's going to be. And as he really lives into his potential, I know that commitment to the truth, his core values, is going to lead him to be an incredible young man and really make this world a better place. So I'm honored to speak for him and the Liberty Academy as a whole, and we are thankful that you are part of our building and that you add to our culture. You are a man of great integrity, and I just cannot wait to see where that takes you. Thank you.
Liberty High School.
Good evening. I'm Tyler Nash, and I have the honor of introducing Abby Watts. I coach Abby on the Lady J soccer team for Liberty High School. So, Abby Watts is a student who does so many things for others behind the scenes here at school and outside of school. She is quick to share ideas and to help others with anything she can. She always has a positive attitude towards life and quietly spreads that attitude to her classmates and teammates around her. She has a strength of character that shines through her behavior and her words. As an upperclassman on the soccer team for Liberty High School, she is a dynamic role model for the younger players and is always looking for ways to build relationships and make her teammates smile. Countless times, Abby has volunteered to help out in both big and small ways. And as a result, people trust and know that she has their best interests in mind. Abby is one of the most reliable and dependable students around, who always looks to be respectful and kind towards staff and students alike. Teachers of all subjects know that she can be trusted and relied upon to share her strengths with people around her. She works so hard to always present her very best work, and as a result, her work reflects her high standard for herself. Her big heart for people shines brightly through the way she cares so deeply for the people around her. She leads by example and does what is needed, not for personal recognition, but to be a leader who serves and to find a way to give back to the people around her. Abby's quiet leadership and big heart for people make her a perfect example of how to just not talk the talk, but walk the walk. And it is this characteristic that makes her the ideal example of integrity in action.
Liberty North.
I'm Misty Black. I'm a science teacher at Liberty North. It is my honor to have nominated and now present the Integrity Hope Award to Nate Chester. Nate has been a wonderful asset to our high school over the past 4 years, but even more so this year in his final year at Liberty North. When I read the description for the Integrity Award, I immediately thought of Nate and how he exemplified all of the qualities. He has been able to revamp and blow all expectations out of the water for our new student section, the Navy, as one of their senior leaders of the group. He and his classmates have been able to bring the student section back to life and have set a high bar to follow in the upcoming years. They have been very organized, inclusive to all grades, done an amazing job communicating and encouraging students of all grades, even the middle schoolers, to attend and cheer on at a variety of events. Each game you can see Nate running up and down the student section, communicating with the other leaders, getting the students hyped and involved in all of the chants. The most memorable was when Liberty North played Liberty High School at LHS, and Nate helped organize the tossing of baby powder into the air. Not only did he, sorry, Dr. Adams. You have permission. Not only did he organize when they were going to throw it, but also how. He ran up and down the aisles, making sure that everyone, even the freshmen at the top of the bleachers and the littler ones, had a little bit in their hands and were part of the celebration. Then he communicated when to throw it, and boy, what an effect. It created such an outstanding picture that our school will cherish forever. You can check it out on Twitter. Nate is also a role model in and out of the classroom. As his teacher, I have seen him help his classmates and his friends. He is kind, respectful to all of those that he interacts with, and I have seen his personality shine through, and I am very pleased to have had him in class. Nate has also made an impression outside of the classroom. My freshman son is trying out for the school's baseball team. And he is a huge role model and one that everyone looks up to for guidance, and has been more than accommodating to all of those upcoming players. My son has been very nervous about the process, and Nate has gone out of his way to make him feel part of the team just during preseason with simple gestures of answering questions, telling him good job on the field, or simply saying hi to him in the hallway. That has made a big impact, and I know he does that with other boys too. That's what makes Nate so special. He's genuine. Therefore, I cannot think of anyone else more deserving of the Integrity Hope Award for the 2019-2020 school year than Nate Chester, and I am beyond honored to present this to him. Congratulations, Nate.
Okay, if we could have the recipients to the center of the stage for a photo.
Good evening. My name is Troy Sheely, and I'm pleased that this is my first official duty as one of the newest members of the Ambassador Board. Tonight I get to introduce the Community Service Award. Will the Community Service Award recipients and presenters please make their way to the stage? Students who receive the Community Service Award meet one or more of the following criteria. They devote time, leadership, and commitment to an organization. They're actively involved in making the world a better place through service, and they encourage others to participate in community service. I'd like to welcome our first honoree from Discovery Middle School.
All right, hello again. I am Allie Niebling from Discovery Middle School, and I have the honor to introduce Eric. Eric immediately stands out as someone who is 100% deserving of the Hope Award for Community Service. I am lucky to have been able to work with him for the past 2 years, first as his 7th grade advanced CLA teacher, and now as his 8th grade web coordinator. I've had the privilege of watching Eric excel because he is thoughtful, intelligent, and hardworking. He feels so much empathy for other people, and you can see it just by looking at his face. What really stands out to me about Eric, besides his great height compared to me, is his ability to lead by example and to always look out for other people. As a web leader, Eric is kind, helpful, and is great at providing a caring environment for his group of 6th graders. He is often the first to volunteer for after-school activities and always goes above and beyond anything he puts his name to. He enjoys helping people in both big and small ways, and no task is too humble for him to offer his assistance. He is eager to help others in any way possible, whether that means collecting items for blessing bags to hand out to the homeless, or collecting gently used shoes for the shoe drive. As a part of Student Council this year, Eric headed up the entire food drive for the Liberty Community Christmas Tree that was held at DMS. For many students, all of the details and logistics might have deterred them from being involved in such an amazing task. But for Eric, he handled it all with great maturity and attention to detail. As a result, our school brought in over 2,000 cans to help the Liberty community. When you combine Eric's strong leadership skills with his positive influence on other people, you end up with a middle school student who is going to impact the world in some pretty amazing ways. We are awfully proud of Eric. Congratulations.
Heritage Middle School.
Hello again, I'm Jennifer Brunk from Heritage Middle School, and I nominated Kelsey O'Reilly for the Community Service Award. Kelsey devotes time, leadership, and commitment to community organizations. She helps her mother with Liberty Community's Christmas Tree Program. Kelsey is actively involved in making the world a better place through service. She's a council member in the Breakfast Club. She comes to every meeting and is one of the first ones to volunteer to help. She's a part of many clubs at Heritage and takes her part in each one seriously. She's always sharing with me what she's doing in each one. Kelsey encourages others to participate in community organizations. When other students are not stepping up to help out, she reaches out to them and encourages them to join in. Congratulations, Kelsey, for getting the Community Service Award.
Liberty Middle School.
Hello again, I'm Jeremy Bradham, principal at Liberty Middle School, and I am excited to be able to recognize Ella this evening with this Hope Award for Community Service. Ella is a member of our athletic leadership group. These students are role models inside and outside of the classroom. As a member of this leadership committee, Ella volunteered her time and effort at just about every home volleyball and basketball game at Liberty Middle School. As sure as you were going to see an official walk into the building to officiate the game, you were guaranteed to see Ella toting tables around, getting the register ready for the concession stands, and popping that great smelling popcorn. Ella could have gone home and just relaxed, played, studied. But at the end of the day, she chose to give her time to the school, the athletic department, and the families that came to watch the game. This spirit of community service that Ella shows is going to continue to grow, and there are going to be many people that are positively affected by her willingness to volunteer. We are so proud and thankful for you.
South Valley.
Hi, my name is Josh Earhart. I'm one of the counselors at South Valley Middle School, and this is Kashreet. And I've had the opportunity to get to know her over the last few years, but particularly this year, as she is one of my web leaders. A common theme amongst some of the honorees tonight. Kashreet has a huge heart and a desire to serve others in her community. We have a community service club at South Valley called Interact Club, and according to sponsor, Mrs. Frizzell, she is always the first to volunteer her time and talent. During a recent service project, she was the one taking initiative to inquire what needed to be done and then followed through to implementation. In one such project, they were creating string art for a charitable silent auction. Not only did she create beautiful products, but took a leadership role in teaching the other students. Kashreet is also a web leader, meaning she is an 8th grade mentor for our 6th grade transition program. I am a coordinator for that, and she does a wonderful job connecting with her group, and is also the most persistent one in asking about the scheduling of the follow-up activities throughout the year, eagerly anticipating the next time she gets to see her 6th grade mentor group. It pretty much reminds me every time I see her, I need to get back in the classroom. So that's what makes Kashreet deserving of this award. It's that passion behind the action. So congratulations, Kashreet, and thanks for making South Valley so great.
Liberty High School.
Hi, I'm Devin Springer, and I have been one of Will's soccer coaches at Liberty High School the past 4 years. And I'm honored to announce Will for the Community Service Award at Liberty High School. So he's someone that we're lucky to have had both in our program, at our high school, and really in our district. I don't know if I've worked with anyone, student, adult, anyone who deserves the Community Service Award as much as Will. For only being 18 years old, he's extremely generous with his time. He's currently serving as the president of the Key Club at Liberty High School, which focuses on improving our local community through community service projects. Will leads by example by taking initiative and volunteering even when others aren't. He has helped Liberty community by participating in highway cleanup projects. He gives his time at the Hillcrest Community Hope, which is a transitional living program. He has volunteered at the Liberty Community Christmas Tree to provide food and goods for those in need. And he's volunteered at multiple 5Ks to help raise money for many different causes. In addition to helping the Liberty community, he has traveled to multiple states as part of the Go Do Good inner city mission trips, where he's helped those who are less fortunate than he is in Chicago and Denver. Will has also helped young children find a love for sports by assisting at our soccer camps each summer. He excels in his role as a group leader in charge of small groups ranging from ages 4 to 10 years old. He does this because he understands that helping his school and community is a good way to serve others. He is selfless and believes in making our community a better place. When I've moved classrooms a couple times, he's been the very first to rally a group of other soccer players to come help me unload. I think I have like 8 bookshelves full of books, and he does it without me even asking. On top of all of these things, he's one of the kindest individuals that I've worked with. He is one of the leaders of our soccer program, and he's also a valedictorian candidate at Liberty High School. He's someone who I truly think is going to change the world, and I'm really excited to see what path he is going to take. So it's with these reasons and many others that Will is an excellent representative of the Community Service Help Award.
Liberty North.
Good evening. I'm Wendy Sohm, and I am art teacher at Liberty North High School, also our Key Club advisor for our building. And I would like to introduce Kimmy, the Energizer Bunny Mason. Kimmy and I had the opportunity to meet about a year ago when we were looking for beginning to interact with our Key Club and doing some community service events. And she talked about a mile a minute while I nodded, tried to grasp everything she was trying to tell me all at the same time. And since then, it's just been a whirlwind of a ride, one that has actually been very enjoyable. So Kimmy is coming to us from a family of 6 kids. She is also a full-time student and works a part-time job at one of our local grocery stores. In addition to those aspects of her life, she is our Key Club president, and she's a member of a student council for the last few years, and she is also active in our Thespians Club. When I said, Kimmy, just how many plays have you been a part of? She said, what do you mean, plays and musicals or just plays? Well, the answer is 12. So when you tell somebody to break a leg, you might be careful. 12 times, she's still going strong. So the other thing she takes quite literally is jumping in a lake. She has told me that it was 4.5 times that she was going to take the polar plunge. Although the most recent one, they weren't allowed to because the weather was so severe and the ice was really thick. So that was one of her fundraising efforts for jumping in a lake, the polar plunge for the student council. As a member and president of Key Club, she helps organize the different activities that we are a part of. Liberty North has adopted a street, Glen Hendron, and we're out there according to weather, several times a year. In addition, we've done the harvesters drives. Kimmy heads that up and calls them to get those scheduled for collecting food, as well as going down to volunteer. I'm proud to say that she helped organize the Adopt a Family for our Liberty Community Christmas tree, where our building was able to help, I believe it was like 53 families. And her and her mom were responsible for even helping to deliver some of those things the day of. Kimmy thinks about pretty much everybody. Even at parent-teacher conferences, Key Club instituted a cart drive where they come around and ask teachers if they'd like to have a treat or a bottle of water or a brownie, always making sure there's chocolate on the cart because that's important. Packing back snacks for kids, you name it, Kimmy's done it. So for Kimmy, I would say she's one heck of a drama queen, and I would congratulate you for being nominated for community service. But I would say in community service with all of the young people in Oberlin, integrity and the courage and the humanitarian and the personal initiative all in one. So it's an honor to be a part of this.
Okay, and if we can have the recipients stand on the stage to take a photo.
Good evening. My name is Deanna Campbell, and I am the Executive Director of the Liberty Education Foundation. It is an honor for the Foundation to host such an amazing and inspiring night. Let's give one more round of applause to all of our honorees. Thank you all so much for being here to share in this moment and for your ongoing support and encouragement of these students. We also want to thank the guys behind the camera. They were here on Tuesday night too for the elementary awards, which I think we are like right on the dot for finishing at the same time. So congrats to everybody. We'll get you out of here very soon. But thank you to those guys. And then also, please join us in the Commons area. We have cookies, and we'd love for you all to come celebrate with us. We also have a photo backdrop down there, and we'd love to have all of our honorees take pictures with their Hope Awards. Our student intern, McKenna Hubbs, who's been taking photos for us tonight, will take photos down there, and then we'll post them on Facebook and even send them home with the students later in the semester. So thank you all for being here. Have a good evening.